is an acoustical space is in a certain sense infinitely unfillable. Like where visual space, I can kind of fill it up, right? There's a finite, but like acoustical space, I think you can get it as like deeply silent, or you can get it infinitely loud. There's something about it that has an infinity about it, like a horizon in which it can resonate so many different things at once. So I'm just kind of this is me kind of clumsily trying to.
Well, that's the one thing I wanted to pick up on, though. The last thing you said. See, sound has the capacity for a kind of resonance that vision doesn't have. Yeah. And it's interesting that because the Hebrew God is invisible, the overwhelming sense that is invoked for coming into relationship to him is hearing. Hearken, 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 or taste. Hearken and taste, because those are ones that describe resonance, because the relationship is a covenantal relationship, which is not a contract. We misunderstand a covenant as a contract, because a covenant is supposed to be a relationship of resonance, of reciprocal opening, not just agreement. And so I think hearing is covenantal in the way, right, in which sight isn't. Like, I think you're right. Sight moves us towards more of an appropriation relationship, whereas hearing, if I'm getting you right, because of its capacity for resonance and covenants, puts us into that kind of reciprocal relationship.
And one thing that resonance, I think, actually does too, John, is it seems to be evocative of the other senses. A sound can evoke a smell. A sound can evoke a sound evokes tactility in the way that sight doesn't. And I think that's all folded into that resonance. Is that capacity to be so is the capacity to fan out those evocations.
We can embody aspects of sound. We literally embody.
It's participatory.
We embody in our thymos. We embody in our thymos rhythm and pacing and lots of things. It's like
you're on the horizon, right? I can hear something and not know what I'm not. And there's this link between, if I hear something I don't know what it is. My wife is like this, like crazy. She hears a sound, she doesn't know what it's like. Everything stops. We got to know what the sound is. There's this kind of link between hearing and knowing, and that there's an availability that hearing has the capacity to hear what it doesn't know, right?
Right. So there's a kind of vulnerability in the center of hearing.
Yeah.
Ooh, the implication of hearing has the notion of the relationship between the silence and the sound. And notice the metaphorical connection to the rising of the sun.
Right.
When we know that the sound is followed by silence is followed by sound, and that's how we understand that when the sun goes away, we have a feeling that it comes back, and that there's rhythms in nature that are happening all the time. And then we are always going to be open to the possibility of what comes next, because we have a feeling that nextness is a thing.